In this module, we're going to be focusing on communication protocols. And so a communication is, just some way to transmit information from A to some point B. Just being able to go back and forth. So that's what communication is. And here's the different kinds we have. So we have serial, so we have a hardware serial. Then we also have a software serial. And then a subset of serial, we have SPI and I2C. So now let's go ahead and take a look at these in more detail. So serial hardware. Alright, so this is going to use a small chip on the Arduino, which is actually called a UART. So IC means integrated circuit, so it stands for UART. And it's what we're using for the serial monitor whenever we connect and send information to our computer. And that uses digital pin 0 as the receiving pin, so that receives information. And then we use digital pin 1 as the transmitting pin. So it just uses digital pin 0 and 1. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at serial software. Alright, so this is going to use software to simulate what the UART does for the hardware version. So now we're using software instead. And this is what we're going to use to communicate with the GPS shield in the previous lesson. And with that, we can use all digital pins. So moving on, we're going to look at SPI, which stands for Synchronous Serial Data Protocol. Perfect. And the way this guy is going to work is a little more complex. So we say it's going to have one master device. So one device is in control of the whole communication line, and multiple slave devices. So they're just waiting to be talked to from the master. And this is actually what we used to talk with the SD card shield in the previous lesson. And it's going to be using digital pins 10, 11, 12, and 13 to do this. Alright, so now moving on to the communication protocol we'll be looking at most in this module, I2C, which stands for Integrated Circuit. Now this one is going to be, unlike SPI, it's going to have multiple master devices, not just one, and multiple slave devices. So it's pretty powerful, and it's going to be used to communicate with the sensor stick and all the various sensors on it. And it's going to be using analog in number 4 for something called SDA and analog in 5 for something called SCL. In the next lesson, we're going to get to learn a little bit more about I2C.